Hello and welcome back to the UFC Juice podcast. I am your host Juice, and I'm here with my co-host Reen. What's up, Reen?
What's going on, dude?
Not much, just reminiscing about some fights, which we're gonna do in just a sec here. Other than that, what's going on?
Oh God, which one?
Many of them, but yeah, we're gonna have fun tonight because it was an interesting night to say the least.
Are we gonna talk about the main event?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
okay. I mean, we're gonna talk about it more than we're gonna talk about it longer than it lasted. That's for sure. So if you guys want some quality content, I guess stick around. So yeah, okay, we have we're kind of back on schedule because there was an event, there's an upcoming event. We got headlines, we got news, we got the whole deal. So let's jump into it. Let's jump into the rewind for UFC 246. And let's start with the opening bout of the night, JJ Aldrich and Sabina Mazo. Controversial decision, I guess. I say I guess, but even I thought it was somewhat controversial. I guess we'll start with that, Reen. What did you think of the fight? Who do you think won? What did you think of the performances?
Controversial? Really? You thought JJ won?
No, I thought Mazo won, but barely.
Oh,
okay. I definitely understand why people thought JJ won. I'm not mad about it.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was super close, too. Man, when I rewatched it, I was getting dizzy, man. JJ was making me dizzy, man, because she kept on circling and circling and circling. I was like, oh, this girl.
She does
that. No. I was going to ask you that, too. Like, has she always done that in the past? Because
she reminds me of Frankie. She reminds me of Frankie Edgar a lot, like her boxing, her movement. Granted, it's a little rudimentary, but similar.
Yeah, well, Sabina, I think it was like the second round. They were in the clinch. They broke. Mazo had like a little combo going on, and then she had that head kick. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, that's her move.
Damn.
Yep.
Beautiful.
It's funny when we're going to talk about Holly Holm later too, because obviously she was in the card, but she always reminded me of Holly in that way because she has really good head kicks, but I do not understand how she has like pillow hands. She has like no power in her hands, and she's a big girl. I don't know if you remember when she fought Shanna Dobson here in Anaheim, the fight I went, that she was one of the fighters that got flagged for her weight because she cut like 25 pounds.
Well, yeah, she is pretty big.
Yeah, I think she cut like at least like close to 20. I think she's like weighs like 140 something. Well, at least on a fight day. That's kind of what I wanted to segue into is my big thing. I've seen enough JJ Aldrich fights, and I'm a big fan of hers, and I like Sabina too. But is this always going to be? Is this something that you think that Aldrich can address and improve her inability to fight big physical fighters? Like this is kind of always her problem. She's very technical, very smart, very skilled, but when she fights someone who's bigger and stronger and gets a little rough with her, she kind of falls apart.
Yeah, but I mean, if she needs to change it up a little bit, though. I mean, you say that she's smart, she has the tools, but I mean, I just want to see a little bit more movement from her, not circling and circling. I mean, especially into her power hand, Mazo's power hand, her kicks, like I just didn't understand that. Then I was surprised to hear that Pat Barry is her coach.
Yeah.
So
she trains with Rose.
Yeah, I'm like, then how is she not moving like Rose? Like, how isn't she not evolving? So I don't get that, man.
Well, she's still pretty young. I mean, granted, that doesn't mean she can. It's weird with young fighters because they can get super, way better in a few months, or
Pick
Sometimes
things
it's a
up
very
real quick.
slow, yeah, sometimes it's a very slow process as well.
Hmm.
But I think especially with Rose in her corner, Rose is so talented and so gifted and very, what's the word? Like she's a very sympathetic person. I think she understands kind of what makes people tick. So I think she was kind of, if they really are like close, if they're friends, I think she can actually guide her, maybe even more so than Barry, because, well, we know that Pat's had many issues, but I don't know too much about his culture. I mean, remember with Rose that she couldn't have him at some of her fights at some point in her career because he was way too emotional and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I understand he's in a relationship with her, and that's a little different than JJ, but Pat's always struck me as that kind of guy anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I like JJ too. It just makes me sad. Isn't that like her third fight that she lost? Or two? She's on two
No,
fights kick?
she lost to Barber and then she beat Mueller.
Okay.
But she's lost two of her last three.
She's still okay then. I hope.
Yeah. And granted, this, like I said, this fight was very close, and
Hmm.
I don't want to say nothing to hang your head about because it was close, but at the same time, she walks away with the loss.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I liked it. It's just JJ. Like, can we see a little bit more, please?
Okay, what did you think about Mazo? Like, what did you think about her performance? You think that she still got a long way to go too, or
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she's
she,
good though. Fuck her clinch. God damn.
she's kind of a weird one with. Well, I mean, obviously we saw a little bit of that Cordero in her with that clinch,
Hmm.
classic shoot the box kind of style. But I don't know, like aside from her kicks and now from her clinch, like I don't see that meanness, and it's kind of it's troubling me. Like I'm not saying she has to change her personality, but the Cordero fighters are always very mean, very aggressive, and she seems like way too chill sometimes.
Well, dude, she worked with Benil Dariush, right, with this,
Yeah, she just
and Calvin too. So hopefully, maybe they'll get it out of her one day. Just
yeah.
unleash the fury or something. But she got some good people around her, so
I think
yeah.
there's I think there's probably one other factor too is that I've always been kind of hesitant with Mazo, even though I like her because she didn't necessarily want to go in the UFC this soon. She kind of got, I don't want to say forced into it, but I don't think that she was expecting it. And she said that she wanted to go to school. I don't know if she is or is going to or still is. I don't know what the situation with that is. So I do wonder if sometimes like maybe she's worrying more about school than fighting, which isn't a bad thing, but maybe it's making her be more cautious. Like, all right, I don't want to get knocked out. I don't want to go to class with like a shiner and two teeth missing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's something like that. Like, okay, she has other priorities.
It could be. Is that
Mhm.
funny though? Like you have like those spiders that still trying to go to school and trying to balance it all.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like
they're few and
how?
far in between.
Yeah, it's not funny, but like how?
It's odd. Yeah,
Right,
it's
it's an
odd
odd
that
one. There you go, odd.
I know a
Hmm.
lot of people talk about, oh, UFC fighters shouldn't have like 9 to 5 jobs, because a lot of MMA fighters do. And I understand, but you see them on TV, you expect them to be millionaires and stuff, and obviously very few people are. You want to see them get paid well, and I understand that. I'm on that boat too, but I can see having a 9 to 5, going to the gym at night, and then being a pretty good. I mean, look at Jeff Neal. He
Yeah,
only barely stopped working, and he was doing pretty good at it. But school, that's a whole other deal because that's
yeah,
all day, every day, sucking the life out of you.
right. Brain, fucking
Hmm.
constantly, and now
You
you
gotta
gotta
use
go
your brain.
train.
You gotta use your brain, and you're gonna get kicked in your fucking head.
Right, you gotta reuse it again. Fucking jujitsu too. You're always thinking about shit. Gotta
Yep.
do one or the other, girl.
Yeah, I'm sure she thinks about that all the time. I'm sure she stays up at night thinking about shit like that. But that's I guess a hypothetical because I don't know what her situation is, but that is always something that's always come to my mind with her. Next fight, a fight that we were psyched up, maybe probably if not the biggest fight, maybe the second biggest fight that we were psyched for on this card, Sadiq Yusuf and Andre Fili. What did you think of? What did you think of the fight in general?
God damn, dude. As soon as it started, they were just like throwing blows.
I mean, I think the fight turned out kind of how I expected it to.
Yes.
And I expected Feely to wrestle as well, but I did not expect him to A, wrestle as much, and B, for Yusuf to like fucking be like a cat and just keep getting. I'm like, I could have seen him just sprawling and brawling, like, okay, you're not taking me down, you're not taking me down. But he kept getting taken down, and immediately up, and it was even more impressive to me because I'm like, God damn, like some of it was athleticism and strength. Don't get me wrong, he is a
Mm-hmm.
very gifted guy, but also he's also just very smart. Some of those escapes were very pretty.
Yeah, it was tough for Philly to take him down, and then yeah, um, Yusuf like just welcomed it. He started controlling him on the ground. I mean, he beautiful. He was like just slicing him, dicing him on the floor, man. It's crazy. He has that power, and then he has groundwork.
Well, unfortunately, I don't want to say fortunately. Unfortunately, he works with Lloyd Irving, who's a piece of shit, but is pretty decent at jiu-jitsu, so I'm sure he's taught him well. Hopefully, he hasn't taught him other things regarding things with women and stuff. But I hope Yusuf. I mean, I don't. I want him. I want good for him, and I don't think he's a bad guy. Just I hope he sees the light one day. But also, I don't know. I don't know if he's this good because of him. I don't want to have those type of conversations. But that's neither here nor there. Um, yeah. This is I think the most physical that we've seen Yusuf. I mean, yeah, we know that he has power, and we know he's a pretty good striker, but seeing a more well-rounded game out of him, and yeah, using his strength, using his athleticism in times when he really needed it. But it seemed like it almost backfired because he seemed to gas out really bad in the third round. And I got to be honest, that really concerned me.
Well, yeah, that is true, huh? I did notice that too. But still, I mean, Philly's a tough fighter, so.
Oh yeah, to take nothing away from Feely, it's one of those things that I hope it's a thing that gets addressed, like that he's smart about it and he's either looking at,
Hmm.
well, I don't want to say strength, but maybe more conditioning, switch some things up, get more rounds in, and be more prepared type of thing. I hope this is like a thing that he goes back to the drawing board, even though he won to be like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be so explosive sometimes.
Hmm.
Hopefully it's a quick fix, but then who knows? He's also a very big guy, so maybe this is just how he is. He's just one of those like Yoel Romero types, very explosive, but comes at a cost.
I'm pretty sure he will, because he's doing it for a different reason. He's trying to get his family over here.
Well, therein kind of lies the problem too. He wants to be exciting, and being exciting
Hmm.
usually means throwing big
Yeah.
punches, big kicks, crazy takedowns, crazy submission attempts, and those things take energy.
Hmm. That's true, but still, like, he wants to get to the top of the game. I know he wants to get bonuses, but still, what's more important? Getting to the top of the game, right? Hopefully, getting that belt, and then yeah, definitely making even more money to help out his family. So he's got that right going for him, that motivation. So I'm pretty sure he'll go back and look at all his mistakes he's made and improve it, especially with his cardio, right? That's easy. Hopefully.
It's like the only critique I've had of him so far, and it seems like it's been the only critique because he did answer some questions in that fight. He answered, I think, almost every question we saw in the Benitez fight. He has
Hmm.
heart. He has a chin. He got dropped, came back. We
Yep.
saw in the what was it? Shaman Moraes that
Yeah.
he can be in a war, no problem. And then with Feely, we further saw, yes, he can still go to war, and he can deal with wrestlers. So we had a lot of questions answered, but um, I think he didn't really slow down on the Shaman Moraes fight, but then again, he wasn't really trying to take him down either. So I wonder if it was also like a confidence thing, or it's like a mental thing. Like, okay, if there's a threat of a takedown, he kind of gasses out a little bit more because he's more stressed out, more pressure on him.
That could
Yeah.
be muscles.
Yeah.
I know. I
Well,
keep thinking about like Kamaru. That's
well,
a lot, man. That's a lot of muscle to like carry around.
you know what I think is, and I'm not comparing him. Well, Yusuf is a powerful guy, but you know who's a one of the guys that always kind of baffled me with his gas tank was Rumble Johnson, because it seemed like most
Oh
people just
God.
think like, oh, okay, very powerful guy, powerful first round knockout artist type guy, and then if you could get past the first round, you're good. But that's not
Mhm.
true. The Phil Davis fight went to a decision, and he looked good for 3 rounds. But that's because Phil Davis wasn't trying to fight him back. He was being defensive the whole time. So he had a gas tank because he had nothing to worry about. But then DC not just wrestled the shit out of him, but was totally willing to fight back. So I think it was a confidence thing of like, oh shit, now I gotta actually fight this dude. I'm not just gonna, he's not just my punching bag.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
Yeah, there are people like that. It seems like a physical thing, but sometimes it's a mental thing.
Right.
Anything else about that fight that like, well, okay, I guess we can go from here. The who do you think? Do you have any ideas for his next opponent?
Oh, for Yusuf? Oh man.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
definitely
he's
looks like it's top 10 people now.
yeah, well, yeah, he's ranked number 14 now. So he finally made it on the board. Shane Burgos? That'd be a fun fight.
Oh, that's who did he? Oh, he just beat McQuan, right?
I think so. Was that
Yeah,
him?
yeah, he knocked him out. I think that was the 244 fight.
And then previous to that, he fought Cub.
That was a
That's
good
right.
fight.
That's a name too. See, so yup, he should probably fight him.
Yeah, yeah, that
That would
would be
probably be a
good.
fun. Yup, yup, yup.
And obviously, there's no shortage of contenders at 145.
Mm-mm. So he could just slowly go up. Maybe Emmett next. After that, if he does get through Shane Burgos. But yeah, that's fun, man.
I just wanted to point out to the listeners right now. I just stayed quiet there for a while. I just let Reen speak, and in me staying quiet, I let her shine. So, Reen, what did you think about the next fight that happened on the card?
Oh my god.
It's not about me. It's not about me. It's all you, girl. I just let
Oh,
you speak.
thanks.
So you
Thanks.
you had those good takes.
I appreciate that.
That's what I'm here for.
Next time I'll kick you harder. That shit, man. God, the antics afterwards. It was a good fight though. I enjoyed it.
Oh, of course we enjoyed
Oh.
it. And for those living, if this is your first time hearing the podcast. For those who aren't getting the joke, we're talking. We have now moved on to the Maycee Barber Roxanne Modafferi fight. And if you couldn't tell as of now, yeah, we're big Maycee Barber fans.
Huge Barber fans. Oh man, she looked like she was about to cry. Did you see that at the end when she was like leaving the octagon? She was like hobbling with Ben
Well,
Askren.
to be fair, I mean, I'm sure she was in a lot of pain.
Okay, then did you see it when she was in the octagon and then they kind of embraced? Did you see her kind of like getting all like choked up and did we get a
I,
cry? I just want to
well,
know if we got our cry.
you want to know if Roxanne
Made her
completed the
cry or
wish?
not?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just want to know if the Jedi completed the the mission.
And believe you me, I was watching Throne the Agony. I was watching YouTube. I was trying to get everything I could to make sure I'm like, there's something in the back. Somebody put a video on Instagram. Somebody caught something as she was walking to the back. But no, if she did, and she did it in the locker room, like like a professional supposed to. So, I mean, if there's any credit to give her, maybe that's the credit I'll give her.
I'm so happy that Roxy won. She's getting all this like new fans, she's just so fucking happy no matter what anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking about, I'm talking about Bucky Barber, and no matter what, I just love her attitude. Like she's a fucking martial artist, right? She's one of those. She is a fucking Jedi, and I love that. Like, come on, you gotta give her credit, dude.
It's not often I say that MMA fighters are better than me, and it's not because I think highly of myself. I always of this opinion that most MMA fighters are only better at than me in their work ethic and their athleticism because a lot of them are kind of garbage human beings. But Roxanne Modafferi is not just a she's a great person. It's not just that obviously she's a very skilled martial artist, very honorable person. Like she's a great person and she is way better than me because you better believe I was gonna kick the fuck out of Barbara's leg if that was me.
Yeah.
And I know you too, Reen. I'll speak for you. I know I'm not supposed to, but I think I know you well enough to know that you would have done some shit like that.
Right? Exactly. I would have hurt her even more. I wouldn't have apologized like Roxy did. Roxy apologized to her when
She
she was
did.
like beating her up and cutting her open.
See, whereas I
That
would
wouldn't
have
be
been.
me.
See, as I would have been. Where's your future now, bitch?
Yep. I would be talking so much shit. But Roxy's just, she's that fighter, man. She's that special fighter. I was so happy when she fucking won, dude. So happy. She deserves it, man. Because people are overlooking her. Those Vegas odds. Good lord. I bet they were pissed.
You know what? I really do got to give you credit, Reen. No, all bullshit aside right now with all this, because I really wasn't gonna talk too much about Roxy, not because
I got
I
her,
hate.
man.
No, not and like not. That's what I'm saying. Like this good job on you because I wasn't really gonna talk about Roxy, not because my hatred for Barbara is so strong and I just want to keep ripping on her. It's not. It's not. It honestly has nothing to do with that. It's like I was not surprised by this. I was not
Yeah.
surprised that this wasn't an act, and I again, I'll speak for you. I know that you. I mean, we spoke about it at length. Almost every time that we were recording for the past like 3 episodes, we kept talking about like this is gonna happen, huh? This is gonna happen, and I know you believed as much as I did that Modafferi would beat her, and it happened. So it's just like, well, there you go. We were right. So we're happy about that. And I was not expecting the post fight antics, but I am not surprised that Barber acted in the way that she did.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And that's why I want to keep talking about her because it's fucking fun.
That was horrible. She did the Kanye and shit.
Yeah,
Took the
I've seen
mic.
those. Yep. Yep.
Damage control. Trying to
Yeah,
save face.
that's exactly what I tweeted right after it happened. I'm like, oh, Maycee trying to save face, me la pelas. And for those that don't speak Spanish, you can look that up, and it's not necessarily a good thing. You'll get all my thoughts with that little statement there. But yeah, it was bad. It was cringy, and it's shit like that where I'm like, fuck, I really wish Mod Fairy would have gone for that fucking leg, man. See, that's the thing. And like, okay, imagine. I always talk about her. I know she's my girl, but would Maycee Barber have ever done that if she was fighting someone like, let's say, Kat Zingano or Marion Renault?
Oh, hell no.
Because that little bitch knows better. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't want to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to call her names. I'm not trying to be a total asshole. I know it's a dick move, and I'm sorry for that. I'm just saying there's people out there that you just know, like, I'm here, they're there, don't fuck with them. Like how Leon Edwards should have known with Masvidal, that type of shit. And that's the type of category that I put women like Kat Zingano and Marion Renault because they don't play that shit.
Yeah. That wouldn't have happened with them. No, definitely not.
She knew that Roxy's the sweetest person on earth and that it wasn't gonna bother her. Like you were just saying, like
Mhm.
nothing bothers Roxy. That's great. She has a way better outlook on life than I do, and I can admit that. But I just thought it was so pretentious, so opportunistic, and it just kind of confirmed everything I've always thought about it. There's so many fighters that I've hated over the years. I don't want to say hated, that's strong, but that I disliked. and I became fans of theirs after their losses. Chael is one of them. Chael Sonnen is one of them. I hated Chael Sonnen the way that most people hate Colby Covington now. I dislike that man so much. But after he lost to Anderson and the way he owned up to it, I was like, damn, I gotta respect this guy. Ben Askren, I know we have our jokes with him and shit, he makes jokes of himself, so I don't see it as like just clowning on him. I gotta respect that guy now. I really do. But Anderson Silva, when he lost to Weidman, I was so confident that he was gonna be like, nah, I fucked up. That was my fault. He didn't beat me. I was me fucking around. But no, he gave him his full credit. Like, hey, he's the man. It's his time now. But Maycee fucking Barber, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Oh, and then her dad
And that's
acting up
even
too.
less of a surprise.
Like, come on, man. Don't do that to your daughter. You're fucking up her brand.
We've all met people like this where maybe they're friends, maybe they're friends of friends, maybe they're just random people you've met. And at some point or another, it could be male, female, it doesn't matter. But they're a little off, a little crazy, a little rambunctious. And then their family comes around, or you go to their house and they see what they're really like. And you're like, oh, yeah, I fucking get it. Mama's worse. Daddy's worse. You get this from somewhere, obviously. And it's no surprise where Barbara gets her attitude from.
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully, this 9 months of being laid off because of this injury, they can regroup, think about what happened and shit, and see what they can do to fix her fucking name, to fix her brand, because it was a brand at one point, and then now it's just going downhill. It looks like everybody's turning on her now.
You think it's gone?
It's not gone per se, but people are starting to turn on her.
Okay, here's the crux of this whole review of this fight in particular. That's my main question with this, aside from bashing her. How can she or will she recover from this?
I mean, I
And
think
I don't
she
mean this.
can.
I don't mean just physically, obviously,
Mhm.
socially, and the perception about her now.
I don't know. She can turn it around, hopefully by getting rid of her dad first. Her dad doesn't need a manager anymore. And then just learn how to take a loss, both of you. That's where you fucked up. You saw you already had a blueprint of Ronda Rousey.
This is very Rousey-esque, right? I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
she's not hiding, she's not, but just like, damn, made her look so bad where people were just like, ah, fuck this.
Yeah. I mean, Ronda just took off. Look at you. Like, come on. You're trying to control their narrative like you can't. Now you're pissing people off with your actions. And you know what's sad? If you look at that fight, she didn't do that bad on the ground. She actually have some defense. She's
Yeah,
actually
right.
attempted some submissions, which unlike GDR, who's been in the game for how long, doesn't have. And I'm
You're
not trying to knock on GDR. I'm just saying I'm trying to make a comparison. Like she's still young. Maycee Barber's still young. They should be proud of that, but no, they want to fucking act like fools.
Yeah, she has infinite potential. I can admit
Yeah,
that much, and I'm not oblivious to that.
yeah.
I've known that about her. Yeah,
That's the sad
I
part about this whole situation. It's like, come on.
I've always seen Barber as a threat for one reason, in one way or another. My thing was always just I don't really see her as a threat right now. I know she's
Mhm.
gonna be a problem in a few years.
Yep.
I know she has a lot of potential, and I know if she gets her head right, if she makes some really wise decisions, she really could be champion. Will she be the youngest ever? Probably not, but she
Mhm.
does have a lot of potential. But um, yeah, you just see so much hype, and it's not just the media, it's not just Dana, it's not just her dad, it's not just her coaches. It's you see it in her that she's marking out. She marked out this fight. She's been
Mhm.
marking out, and I got to her.
Yeah. Roxy, man, it looked like Roxy was playing with her food though. When they were grappling on the ground, like I actually liked it. I mean, I liked that Maycee was fighting back too. It was actually fun to watch, even though, yeah, shit happened, fucking bullshit antics with the doctor.
And
Fucking, what did he call them? What did Rogan call them? The human MRI machine? Or
yeah, like he can just touch and know.
yeah. Other than all that, like it was a good fight, man.
I guess on one last thing, so we can kind of close out the topic, and then to not fully just bash on her. Um, I guess we can just go to bashing her dad because I know a lot of people have a sour opinion on her dad, Bucky Barber, right now, as they should. There doesn't seem to be any redeeming qualities about this man. But I don't think enough people are talking about the fact that he let his daughter fight severely injured. And to put this into perspective, Nick fucking Diaz threw in the towel when Nate Diaz got head kicked by Josh Thompson. He wanted the fight to be over before the ref justly stopped it. Nick fucking Diaz is protecting his little brother, who's only a year or two younger than him, mind you. He threw in the towel for him because that's what a brother does. That's what family does. Bucky fucking Barber, on the other hand, just hearing his daughter wail and fucking scream in agony as this veteran just embarrasses her.
Yeah, that was sad. That third round, the start of that third round, and that scream, that painful scream, like, oh shit. So for you to hear that, you had to have heard that. You probably saw the fight again, and then you put out that fucking bullshit statement. Oh, like what responsibility do you have? I mean, what are you going to take any responsibility? You say that your daughter was injured within like 10 seconds of the fight. Then your dumbass, it's your dumbass fault, right? It's your fault. You're the one that actually kept her in there and got her injured, and now she's out for 9 months.
Yeah, it
Like
could have been.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it could have been a 3 or 4 month thing, right? If it was only maybe a partial tear.
6 months maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, but like that doesn't make sense to me. It
short term
doesn't.
thinking. It's what we, not to get all political here, but it's something that we talk about a lot off the air. It's a really American thing, right?
It's
Short term, always thinking
okay.
the short term, and that goes for in the macro and the micro, from the family and business side down to the government.
Yeah, so that's another part. Like Macy needs to think about that. Like think about what your dad is doing. Think about what your dad is saying. If this is what he really believes, he left you in there that entire time. He doesn't give a shit about you. It was about him. It's always been about him. He wants to be in the spotlight somehow. That's the way I see it.
He really is like one of those, what do you call it? Like, I mean, I know he's a man, he's a dad, but he's like, the stereotypical stage mom. The
Yes.
ones that are putting their little girls through beauty pageants and all that shit. I mean, that's
Yes.
basically what he's doing.
He's over here
Get
like
out there.
right, exactly. He's
Um,
over here like setting up like interviews with Ariel and shit. Like he's doing all this. Do you hear Wonder Boy's dad doing any of that? No, there's a separate thing going on. He's not running all management shit. No, he's actually helping his son. He's coaching him and
and
guiding
what he
him.
knows and what he knows best.
Yes. So what are you doing with your daughter? You fucking up her brand. You're controlling everything. Your nose is everywhere. It's weird. That relationship's so weird. You're allowing her to get into people's DMs, talk so much bullshit, calling out this girl that doesn't want to fight you.
Yeah, we'll talk. We've kind of talked about the DM issue, and as I've said before, some things in my past that I'm not exactly proud of with getting involved with kind of married people. But I didn't have anyone to guide me, really, to be honest. He clearly knows what's going on. He's either doing it himself or telling her. Oh my God, I can only imagine if my mom saw me. Yeah, get at her, mijo, get at her. Who gives a shit if she's taken?
It's weird, right? So
Jesus.
yeah, get rid of that guy. Get rid of your dad. If you want to be in this fucking like business long term, get rid
Yeah,
of your daddy.
yeah. So at the end of the day, Maycee, still don't like you, but I don't hate you. I hate your dad. So you got that going for you. Anyway, moving on to the main card. UFC 246 kicked off with Showtime Pettis versus Diego Fajeda. Is it it's Diego Fajeda or Carlos? I always forget his name. It's Carlos Diego.
Yep, Carlos Diego.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I gotta say his full name. If not, I'll fuck it up. But yeah, Carlos Diego Fajeda, and he just dominated him. Took him down almost at will in the first round. Was not very competitive, and then the second round did more of the same and choked him out. And it was a. I know people were kind of saying that it looked like Showtime kind of quit early, but man, Fajeda's a legit black belt. He's very high level, and if you let that dude take your back, bad shit's gonna happen to you, and that's exactly what happened.
Dude, I love him. He's so fun to watch, and he's finally ranked. He's another one that's on the board finally.
Okay, I know this is jumping way ahead. I'm not saying this needs to happen. I'm not saying this is the fight to make. I'm not even saying he's ready for it. But like, just take some time to think about it. How cool would him and Khabib be? I'm not saying this.
Oh
He's gonna fight for the belt right now. I'm not saying this fight might or might not ever happen. But just think of the style matchup.
Oh my god.
Because he's obviously strong as hell.
Hell yeah, man.
Striking's getting better. Got good gas tank, and you don't want to fuck with him on the floor.
Dude, that would be. Yeah, that'd be interesting. That'd be scary for Khabib.
And that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is like that's how talented he is. Is like we really need to talk about him not just as a contender, but just as a fun fighter. I mean, Kevin Lee too. Like, how great would a fight with him and Kevin Lee be? They're basically the same fighter. You know, strong wrestling, great submissions, solid stand up, very physical. I don't know how that fight would turn out.
I don't either.
So, shit, even Felder, he's not like the highest ranked guy, but he's always in a fun fight. I don't know how that fight would turn out either. Like, we're getting to the point now. It's like, shit, we're gonna give them matchups, and the outcome's not gonna be a foregone conclusion.
Well, he's ranked number 11, right? The people that are ahead of him are like Edson Barboza, Raging Al, Kevin Lee, Dan Hooker, Felder, and then we already know who's at the top 5.
Yeah.
So
sure. Even Gillespie. I mean, I know he just lost. I know it's gonna be a while for him to come back, but I still believe in Gillespie. And damn, I want to see.
Yeah, you think so?
You don't think that'd be a good fight?
Man,
I'm not saying right now. I'm not saying right now because the boy just got murked. I don't need that right now. But I think stylistically, it's super intriguing.
I think Diego will mop him too.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
He's that strong.
Yep.
He's that powerful. He can take it too. I don't know how much more he could, but I don't know if that acai is fucking working or what, but god damn, like, I mean, how many times did he fight last year? 4 times? Was it 3 or 4 times?
At least 3. I'm pretty sure 3, but possibly 4.
Yeah. Regardless, though, like, they were all fucking wars.
And always looked good. It wasn't like, oh, he barely won that one, or he didn't look that good. Like, shit, even, who was it? I forget the last opponent before this. He fought on the 242 card, I remember. Oh, I think Tysonov, Maribek Tysonov. He was losing the first round, but then he came back with a vengeance.
Dude, I'm so high on Diego.
So
exciting.
so many possibilities for the kid.
Man, I want him to fight Al. Just give him a name.
Yeah, that would be good. And now we're gonna talk about a fight that didn't happen, and I'm just gonna let you start, Reen, because I gotta put you in a funky position.
What? What? Claudia?
Yeah. Hey, she did her job, and big surprise, the Mexican fucking did half the job and just fucking took off.
Half the job, damn. Surprise!
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sad.
God damn, these people are unreliable.
God, lay off the tamales, man.
They're too good, Reen. There's something in us that we just I can't
I
say
get it.
no.
I get it, man. Abuela's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, man. I feel bad for Claudia. I mean, all the shit I've talked about her. I mean, she showed up. She was ready to go. I was actually looking forward to this fight.
Oh, of course.
Especially with her, you know, going back home or whatnot. Just renewed focus. Yeah, I was excited to see what she's got. Because we've heard the excuses she's given in the past, and yeah, I just felt bad for her, man. So it sounds like Alexa. I mean, Grasso's gonna go what to flyweight? Is that right?
I mean, yeah, I mean, she kind of has to, but I don't know if the Dana got in. Well, it was surprising. I don't know if you saw. I think at the press conference, Dana was saying like, you know what should have. He was like, actually, I'm not gonna say making excuses for her, but he was like, kind of like, hey, Alexa Grasso's. She is a professional and she's a very, very nice human being. Like she wouldn't do this because she was being lazy. Like something happened, and I have the most respect for her. I'm not gonna talk shit about her. Is basically what he said. And yeah, Alexa is a very nice person. It definitely seems like it, but this isn't the first time. This isn't even the second time. And I kind of overlooked it the first couple of times because I'm like, okay, I'm just under. This isn't to make excuses or nothing. You're just fine. I know, like in Invicta, they're super hard about this. I like Julie Kedzi's take. I don't like that they find fighters so much that miss weight at Invicta because sometimes it's a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
But she would always say, like, look, I know women are different than men. I know we have different biological issues. I know weight cuts are always going to be harder on us, but that's not an excuse. If we want to be, if we're going to be the only female promotion, we need to act just as professional as male promotions. So they're very hard on them about weight cuts, and rest assured, girls always miss weight regardless. I mean, to me, I'm just this isn't anything to down play or downgrade women. I'm of the opinion that almost a majority of females were gonna miss weight at some point or another in their career because most fighters that I like, most fighters that I've seen, it just seems to happen. But still, when it's two in a row, three in a row, or definitely when you're missing by more than like a pound or two, when you're going into that 2.5, 3, 5 pound territory, you're either not trying or there's something severely wrong. So yeah, she needed to go up. It sounds, since Dana was being so nice to her, I assume this is totally her choice. But to add on to the stuff that you're saying about Claudia, but yeah, of course I feel bad for her too. And the thing that sucks is, and I understand this with Dana because I believe him because I really think he is doing it for her own sake. Somebody asked about Claudia, like, oh, are you gonna put her like on next week's card? A card coming up soon since she's ready to fight. And Dana basically said, well, it's not just about we need to get an opponent and get contract signed and do all the paperwork and stuff we usually do, logistics and all that. Like, we need to talk to a doctor because Kadea is a big girl and cuts a lot of weight. I don't know if it's safe for her cutting all this weight since she made weight, cutting all this weight and then going back in 2 or 3 weeks or even a month or two and cutting all the same weight over again. Like, I don't know if that's safe. I don't know if that's best for her. So I want her to talk to a doctor and see what he says about when it would be best or safe for her to start over again.
What?
Yeah, he said that. He was saying that I believe at the presser. Dana was like, well, we're gonna talk a little bit later about the Connor stuff, but Dana was actually like pretty balanced and fair and like kind of nice. It was
It
kind of
makes
weird,
sense. No, no,
but
no. It's not weird at all. No, no. Don't ever say
uh
that. Don't
uh
ever. Come
oh,
on, man.
that's your edgy bra. Might
No. It makes sense. There's a lot of eyes. There was a lot of eyes on this fight. Yeah, he has to be a little bit more sensitive, right? Especially with the females on the card. There's a
and
whole bunch of eyes on this, man. It was so scary the amount of attention this fight garnered. Like, insane, dude. We'll
as
get to
big
it, but
as
we'll talk about it.
as big as 244 was, I think that yeah, even this one like it felt like it easily surpassed it. And I didn't think that was gonna be possible.
Yeah, because dude, we know Dana. He usually shits on people. if
Yeah.
they don't make weight. We've seen it, man. So yeah, it's a
Fair
tactic.
enough.
It's a
Fair enough.
tactic, man. We'll see. We'll see the old Damon again. Unless, please prove me wrong. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
doubt it though.
Okay, so moving on to another favorite fighter of yours, Holly Holm. She won a unanimous decision over Raquel Pennington. And I tweeted after the fight, and I I can't think any other way about it. I've never seen a fight be so clearly for one person, such a dominant win for one person, but it be so unimpressive. And I don't mean boring. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight in the world. There's fights that are boring but clearly dominant. It's not so much that this fight was boring, it was just that it was unimpressive. Nothing happened, and it was just like neutralize, neutralize, neutralize.
Mm-hmm. Let's
No other initiative, no other strategy, just neutralizer.
yeah. Was it worse than the first fight?
Oh, for sure. For sure. The first fight was
What the
weird, but
hell?
it's a Holly Holm fight. That's how a lot of Holly Holm fights go. And honestly, that's a lot of how a lot of Raquel Pennington's fights go. This one is uncharacteristic for both, but yet Holly still got a clear cut unanimous decision.
Mm-hmm.
But it was not even remotely impressive.
No. Can't
Like
believe.
Dana, well, that is the one thing that he was saying at the presser, that it was a boring fight and he almost left, and he was being frustrated with the ref, with Herzog, because he didn't break him up until like the third round. He thought he should have broke him up more, which, I mean, I guess that's an argument, but they would have kept clinching. That's all that was happening. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they were going to go to. Even Rocky, who shouldn't have been clinching, continued clinching with her. So it was a two-way thing. It wasn't just Holly trying to be boring. It was also Pennington engaging her in that type of fight willingly.
Can we not watch another Holly Holm fight again?
That leads me to the next question. Is I feel like to follow up that tweet, I basically said that Holly needs to hang him up basically right now because she's going out on a win, impressive or not. I know she just keeps going on about that she wants the belt back, and the thing with like guys like Bisping, the fact that we've seen them like, oh, they're done, and then they win the belt, it gives people hope, and it definitely gives fighters hope. But Nunes is still there. Top girl is a beater. Don't see anything changing. She's 38. She still has, she's at least cognitively there, and she's been in wars. She's been in wars and has a lot of rounds in the octagon. Why do you want to risk it?
I'm looking at this top five right now. Who would she fight next? Even if she did stick around.
She's either fought everybody, or there'd be a scheduling conflict, or people. There's a joke, oh, well, she's getting her next title shot because that's just what always happens. But you can't
Yeah.
even do it anymore. Not with Amanda in charge.
Right?
You can't do it.
You know what? They should like Aldana. Aldana and Holly.
Oh,
Give her
oh,
Aldana.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, and this wasn't even supposed to be a what's next for Holly, because I was just confident, like, just have her retire. Oh my God, her and Aldana would be the shit.
I want to see that because she's
That
top
would,
five. She just moved up 2 spots.
yeah, that'd be dope, man.
Yeah, because Juliana and Lad, they're going to be fighting anyway. So, I mean, it sounds like Holly ain't going nowhere,
So this,
regardless of what we say or what we think. You know what I mean? She's already up there
okay,
saying that, right? Saying the
yeah,
same thing, like, I'll try better next time. Right?
that's not a great Holly Holm impression, but it's also not the worst.
So, God damn, we're stuck with Holly, man.
We're stuck with her.
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing over and over again. I mean, she's still doing those shh, like making all that noise when they didn't clinch. We heard some of it. We got to hear it.
You know what? We were going on and on with Barbara and about marketing and all that and her brand and all that. Maybe she just needs to do what Holly did. You know, she had a lot of hate and booze going her way on Saturday and after the fight and bad tweets going her way. But hey, she posts some risque pics and everyone's on Team Holly again.
Risque. It's the same clothes she wears.
Hey, that's what she's comfortable in. Her, leave her alone.
Shorts and
But they're white.
everybody's all like drooling over it. What she wears like white UFC shorts.
Yeah, we love it when she does that too.
Oh my goodness, you guys are so simple. That's
We're
why she's
basic.
simple
We're
too. That's why
basic
she's
bitches.
basic.
We're
Yep,
basic bitches, and that's
y'all are
fine.
y'all are the same. Y'all are
I'll,
the
I'll at
same.
least admit it, Reen. I don't know about these other guys, but I'll admit it.
Holly is a basic bitch. That is your basic bitch queen, huh? That's the queen.
Maybe. I'm like, MMA wise, yeah, maybe. Nah. Paige is still number one.
Man, I just want to see her like cut her hair off.
No.
You know,
Reen,
change it up a little bit.
Reen. She's threading that fine line, and all guys know this. It's the most intriguing because she's at that weird line with her hair because it's so long that is she a stone cold freak or a religious fanatic? Because it's right above the ass.
Oh goodness!
Once
You
it gets
guys.
under the ass, it's religious fanatic. Once it's a little bit over, it's a toss up. And guys want to know. It keeps us guessing. It keeps the tricks guessing, as the streetwalkers would say.
Oh God! I wonder though, man. She's still religious, so
I'm willing to find.
that's just for God's eyes.
I'm willing to see. I want to find out how religious she is. I'm willing to test it out, and I know many guys are too. So, Maycee, look to your elders. I know you're young and you think you're the shit, but look to your elders. Maybe there's a way out for you. Home is staying around whether we want her or not, like you just said, and Maycee wants to stay around, so do the dirty deed, girl.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it makes me sad for Rocky though. I really wanted Rocky to win.
Hey, she wanted to fight and not get hugged the whole time.
Yeah. But she engaged though.
I love that she said that because, you hear guys say that all the time, the male fighters, oh, he just humped me. He was just hugging my leg. It's like, well, it's good to know it's not just a guy thing of like, oh, doing some gay-ass fighting type shit or whatever it was, Not, no pun intended with Rocky involved, but I just found it funny. You gotta, even the lesbian girl was like, yeah, I'm here to fight, not to hug. I did find that pretty funny.
Man, bitch, don't touch me.
And I know you don't think much of Holly, but hey, I think she's attractive, but she's like, nope, fight time. That's what for me and Tisha later. You don't get to touch this.
Tisha got a better body too.
Agree to disagree. But
you like the white girls, that's why.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I guess I'm biased. Yeah.
See, all right, I see you.
Yeah, I know. You know me. Again, I'm a basic bitch. Moving on, main event time. God damn, this is a long review, but it's been. Forgive us, people. Main event. I don't know how long this is gonna go because obviously it was a 40-second fight. We promised we're gonna go longer than 40 seconds, but I don't know what to touch on. I mean, this was a somewhat expected outcome, although the way it happened was a bit surprising. But okay, so let's do like bullet points. Dana wants Conor and Khabib next. Conor is kind of open to whatever. Cowboy looks like he's staying around. I mean, is there anything that we got answered in this aside from that fact that, I mean, is Conor back? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, he's back.
And I don't mean just the media circus and the hype and the fans and all that. I mean, like performance-wise, is he the killer that he was a few years ago?
Performance-wise, he's back. Killer, I'm still not sure.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at too.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
obviously he's improved. You know, I think there's no doubt about that. He started throwing shoulder
I don't
strikes,
know. I
breaking the
don't
dude's
know.
nose. Nice
I,
high kick.
yeah.
I really give him credit for that high kick because I mean he's thrown high kicks before, although not recently, not in his last few fights. But Cowboy's a big dude. He really had to reach for that high kick, and he landed it flush. I mean, granted he was already dazed,
Hmm.
but he landed it well. I thought it was pretty impressive.
It
But
looked good. It looked good. I'm not trying to talk shit.
yeah,
It looked
no, it
good.
was definitely good. Um, I will say this. I mean, we're gonna add a few more points here, but I did have to point this one out. How I mean, it was very touching with Cowboy's grandma. You know, obviously embracing Cowboy, and then even Connor, which I was like, damn, reminded me a lot of like Woodley's mom with Usman a little bit. You know, and
Yeah.
it's just crazy that everyone knows the lady. Oh, that's Cowboy's grandma. But goddamn, her boots were so adorable.
She's so cute. I think
Did
the
you see her boots?
yes. She's in the back sitting there while like Cowboy's like getting interviewed, and she's so cute, man. The
It,
guy that was helping her like got her a towel because I
yeah.
think she was like crying and shit.
Oh man, is this the first time she's ever stepped in the octagon? Because I've seen her, but usually only like in the stands or in the locker room. This is
No,
the first
she's
time.
been there. She's been in
No,
there before.
in the cage.
Yeah, thought she
Oh really?
had. Yeah.
Oh okay. Maybe I just don't remember, but yeah, it was even crazier because like all the fans, like people, you know, started clapping right away. She came in the ring, like she's like almost like a celebrity onto herself, man.
She is, man.
She's cool,
Granny.
cool,
Yep.
coolest grandma in the world. I'm not even gonna really talk about Khabib because I don't think that's the fight that either you or I want to see. And honestly, I don't even think
No.
most MMA fans that are not Conor McGregor marks want to see that fight. Um,
I don't
so
think it'll happen.
I think the only other question is Jorge or Nate, either which is more likely or which is the one that you want to see more.
Nate will probably happen.
You still don't think they want to give him Jorge?
I
They're
don't
still
know,
protecting him.
man. No, I think so. Yeah, I think they are. And he kind of hinted that he'd rather get that fight rather than the Jorge fight. He could have called out Jorge right there or set something up, but he talked about Nate saying, "Hey, it's their brother," at the conference, right? So at the conference in front of media, he was saying that.
Hmm.
So I think that will more than likely happen because he does want that win. Um, Khabib fight, I don't think will happen. If it does happen, yeah, probably end of the year because we ain't gonna see that for a while. So Connor wants to be active. We're gonna have to just wait for that one.
And then there's that question too of this was a quick fight. He literally did not get hit. Cowboy landed
Mm-mm.
zero strikes.
Yep.
So he's in peak form. I mean, got a good camp in, not a long fight. Literally did not get hit. So he could fight tomorrow, literally. But that's the thing too, is that he said he wants to fight soon. He can very well do it, but who is it gonna be? Because Jorge's saying he won't come back till like April or May because he's trying to heal his hands. Usman, I don't know. There's also that name, but I don't want to entertain that. Khabib's obviously going to fight Ferguson. Gagey, kind of the only one that without a fight, and it's kind of getting left out in the cold. Maybe that's a
Well,
reasonable guess.
no, this not a money fight. You're not gonna go
Wow,
for it.
that is a money fight if I've ever seen it. I'd love to see that more than him and Khabib.
Justin and Connor.
Fuck yeah,
Oh yeah, but
fuck
it's
yeah.
not a money fight. It doesn't make the UFC money.
I really think people are overlooking Justin, including the UFC. And I'm not talking about him beating Conor or anything like that. I'm talking about his star potential. I really think Justin Gaethje. I'm not gonna say he's a star right now, but he definitely has eyes on him. People know him,
Yeah,
and if you put him in a gigantic fight, win, lose or draw, you're gonna have a star on your hands.
yeah. He's definitely a character. You know, so they should market him more. They should use him more, but they won't with Connor. That's a dangerous fight, man. Plus,
Yeah.
right now, it's all about money.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
way I see it. Sooner
especially with
now that he's won, it's like great. It's gonna be chaos again.
they
I mean, it
just
was a
raised.
little rough. Yeah, it was a little rough there. It'll start to smooth out, a little structure. No, here it is again. The Connor effect. It's gonna be chaotic. I don't know for how long, but definitely the next, yeah, 2020 is gonna be the Connor show.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying that too. Last question, and we'll be done with this event. 6 fights, over under for Connor and for Cowboy. Are they going to retire within 6 fights? Over, under, or right on? What do you think for Cowboy?
Did he just renew his contract?
No, there was a thing. What's his name? I think Leon Edwards did. I don't know about Cowboy.
Oh, I thought Connor just re-signed after this too. I gotta look for it. Um, Dude, Connor's gonna no Connor. Cowboy's gonna keep fighting. He'll
Who do you
stick
think?
around.
Who do you think can persuade him to not fight anymore? Because I don't think it's his girlfriend slash wife. I don't know if it's his girlfriend or wife. I don't
I
think
think
it's
his
her.
wife. I confirmed it's wife now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
they got married. I didn't know that.
I'm kind of the opinion that only his grandma can. You know, I would say his son, but obviously he's too small to say to even. I don't even know if he's talking really. Definitely not full sentences. Definitely not aware of what's happening. You
Hmm.
know, but I really I know he's gonna continue to fight. I know he wants to keep fighting, but I think 6 fights, like 6 fights, can happen either this year or in the next 2 years. But that's a lot of fights. That's a lot of miles, and that's a lot of damage that he's taken. How much longer can it last? Do you really need to do it until the wheels fall off?
I think he's going to.
Jesus Christ, that's gonna be sad.
It's crazy that he even took this fight in the first place.
He's gonna be like our Sakuraba.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. Because that nose. I mean, he that nose was fucked up. He's like Rory McDonald.
Yep.
Granted, it wasn't like completely shattered like his nose, but he should have never came back that early after all the fights he's had, last year. So, god damn it, my throat hurts. Sorry. Um. So yeah, but I see him fighting. He's not going to take a break. He should at least take 9 months off. At least 9 months to heal up his nose, to heal up that fucking nose. That did you see his eye? His
Oh yeah.
eyes are all swollen again. Like, fuck, dude.
Well, yeah, that was a broken nose, but Connor also did shoulder him and punch him in the eye at least once
Right?
too, so that'll do damage as well. And
It's,
I don't know if he had a broken orbital or they suspected he did, but
I was gonna ask that next. Like, come on, man.
it wasn't just the nose.
Yeah, like, come on, cowboy. Like, you gotta take care of yourself, dude. So please take a break for at least 9 months. That's what he needs. He just needs to take a break and chill out.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, he gets fucked up in the octagon and he gets fucked up outside the octagon. Not just with just training, but all his crazy shit that he does.
Yeah. Okay, what about Connor? 6 fights. Will he have more than that, less than that, or dead on within 6 fights he'll retire?
3 or 4 fights, maybe.
So you think he's going under 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause why? Who else is there?
Yeah.
He has money, so I mean, who else
Yeah.
is gonna fight?
I mean, he definitely got motivated for this fight, for this camp. Did good. Obviously got to finish, but you got to find that motivation, and it's got to be really hard to find in his situation. How much more can he do it? How much more can he find? How far does he have to dig?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who do you think he'll fight?
Next,
Just overall, like 3 fights. Who do you
oh,
think those 3 fights would be?
Jorge for sure. Nate almost for sure. Khabib, I think is gonna happen too. And then you said 3 or 4. I think it's gonna be Gage or Ferguson, and that's all dependent of whether he stays a lightweight. The only other one would be Usman. I think it's gonna be either Gagey, Ferguson, or Usman for the last fight.
I think it would just be all money fights.
Well,
Maybe even Jose.
those are all money fights. Nah,
Not
Jose.
really, not really money though. Not like big money though. Maybe Ferguson.
Jorge's big money.
Oh, definitely.
So is
Nate,
Khabib. So is
yeah,
Nate.
could be, but the other, not so much. But Jose's intriguing because that's a rematch. Maybe even RDA too. Usman, dude, I don't even think they'll
He,
do that.
he got pretty big after the Kobe win, and
Yeah,
plus he's the welterweight champ, so he's always got that going for him.
dude, he'll murder Connor.
Yeah, he would, but hey, Khabib murdered him, and we kind of knew that would happen, so
Yeah, but I don't
it's
think
not
they
gonna
want to
stop.
repeat. They can't do that to their boy. This is a
Not
brand
yet.
name.
Not yet.
Nah, I think
Not
they
yet.
won't set him up pretty good.
I mean, there's a decent scenario. Not saying this is gonna happen for sure, but there's a decent scenario where Jorge could possibly fight for the title in the summer, and should he win, whether Connor beats or doesn't beat or fight Khabib or whatever, we can almost guarantee that Jorge and Connor fight at the end of the year. Granted, they win their next couple fights. If Jorge fights Usman and beats him, he's the champion. Connor's going to be begging for that fight. And then, God forbid, if he beats Khabib, like impressively, like how he just did to Cowboy, and comes off relatively unscathed, and like, yeah, I can fight Jorge tomorrow, and they book it a few months later. Oh my God, that can legitimately happen. Maybe not likely, but it can happen.
Or he can like fight Manny. He can go fight Manny.
Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah.
No, he wants to fight Canelo.
Or Terrence Crawford.
Oh man.
Yeah, his name is there too. Everybody's coming out, dude. Everybody. This is why I didn't want this to happen. This all this crossover shit. Hate it.
Yeah, it's gonna continue to
Crazy.
happen. And then remember, Showtime and Bellator. That's a
No.
thing now too. So it's not just happening in UFC. It's gonna be in Bellator too. Almost for sure in Bellator.
Interesting characters came out of the woodwork though with this fight. Like
They
fucking
always do.
yeah, I got like a lot of follows because of Connor.
A lot of DMs.
Not DMs, but like Connor fans or so weird, man. And then, you know, I've been like playing Fortnite lately, and I've been watching this kid like play. Right, he has like over 100,000 subscribers, and there's always kids and I don't know, maybe adults too watching him. Play live.
Yeah.
He was even talking about it. He's like, "Yeah, I'm on here pretty early because I'm gonna watch the Conor McGregor fight."
Damn.
He was even talking about it. I'm like, this fucking YouTuber, he knows. I'm like, God damn it, man. Like, it's everywhere. I can't even escape it, not even for a moment. It's everywhere,
We're not
man.
going to. We gotta. It's gonna be 2016 all over again. So just get used to it.
He's like friends with Chad Ochocinco and shit. Probably even know who he was at first. Now they're
Yeah.
all like besties.
Yeah.
Connor effect.
Okay. So that'll do it for the review, the rewind of UFC 246. So let's get into the preview of this weekend's card, UFC Raleigh. First up, Lena Landsberg is going to fight the returning Sarah McMahon. It's been, I think, almost 2 years for McMahon since she's last fought.
Yeah.
And Lena is coming off of that impressive win over Tanya Evinger.
Maycee too. Maycee,
Oh,
she
oh,
fought
that's
last.
right. That's right. Yes, that was both. Damn, those are two tough fights that she shouldn't have won, and she won impressively. Um, yeah. And in the case of Maycee, I know she's a little bit more of a striker, but she is a powerful, big, powerful, strong. When she wants to grapple, she's going to be a problem too. So obviously, we know Landsberg can grapple now, and McMahon, we know that's her go-to. But coming off of a pregnancy, I mean, it's not the first time she's done this. Does she have 2 or 3 kids? I know she had a daughter when she came in the UFC, but I don't know if she had a kid after that, and then now this one. I want to say that it's 3, but it could be 2.
Two.
So this was her second child.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured you'd knew better than me.
Yeah. I see him all the time. He's so cute.
Oh,
She's
so
been
it's a boy. It's a little boy.
Yeah, it's a little boy.
Oh,
She's been coming to the gym a lot too, so I see her.
nice, nice. Tell her I said hi.
Sure.
I'm not gonna go down that route, but anyway, really intriguing fight and shit. I think I'm gonna just let you start, Ring, because I don't even know who to pick here.
Oh well, I should pick McMahon, but it's so hard for me to pick her because she's been out for so long. And Lena, she's had 2 tough fights. She's won them. She's on a 2 fight win streak. The only question is like Maycee, she's an up and coming prospect, so that kind of like pulls me back a little bit and say, hey, yeah, just pick McMahon because even though she's been out for 2 years, she's still a vet. She's an Olympian. She's a tough chick. So it's hard for me to decide. Like I keep going back and forth with this. It looks like McMahon might be the favorite, but who knows what Vegas is really looking at? They're probably looking at like the Olympian status, right? So I'm gonna just like go with Landsberg just because she's been active. Shit, man, she beat Tanya Evinger, which I didn't think she could do, honestly.
Okay, just because I can't pick, and just because you know her, and just because I am a McMahon fan, I'll go her way. So that way, at least one of us on the show is going for her.
Yeah, you're
'Cause
better than me, man.
you made really valid points. That's why I'm not even arguing with you. I
It's tough.
basically parrot everything you said, but there's still a chance McMahon can do it because she's still a powerhouse, and that's no joke.
Yeah, she is. Dude, you know what? It makes me feel bad. I feel like I'm like a lot bigger than her when I like when I kind of standing near her. I'm like, holy shit. She's 5'5", 5'6". We're about the same height, but I feel like I'm a lot bigger than her. It's crazy.
Aren't you like 5'5"?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm
Oh,
huge. Like in comparison to her, it's odd, man. I need to take a picture with her or something one day.
that's funny.
Yeah, because I'm
To
like,
me, she's always just looked super intimidating. Like she didn't look like the biggest girl in the world, but she's definitely strong as hell.
mm-hmm. She's
Very
solid.
intimidating.
Yeah, she's solid for sure, but just yeah. When it's to next to her, I'm like, God, you're tiny.
Next up, another female fight. Justine Kish is also coming back off after I believe a 2 year layoff. I think it is. Well, I want to say it's a 2 year layoff, almost to the day. She's coming back against Lucy Pugilova, who we're pretty big fans of here. Um, I was actually reading up about Justine Kish because I almost forgot her name, and fuck, I
What?
I googled Justine Kish, and I swear to God, one of the first things that comes on Google is the shitting in the octagon
Ah,
incident.
damn it!
She will never escape it, and I was like, fuck, that sucks so bad, it's so embarrassing.
Oh God, I wasn't sure. I was going to look it up. I was like, no, 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 I don't want to talk about it.
She can't escape it. I'm like, I wasn't googling her for that reason. I remember that. I don't need to remember it, but it happened. But I did happen to read some stuff on her that was interesting. Apparently, she's had it really rough. I knew that I figured she was injured. I guess she injured her knee again, which was a thing. Even when she was on the Ultimate Fighter, she injured her knee then. Never fought. Took
Yeah,
her like a year to finally fight in the UFC, and then I guess she re-injured it. Took her a while to rehab, and then I guess her mom has been very sick lately. She has diabetes. She had a heart attack recently. She has some kind of liver problems. Like it's been really bad, and she's been taking care of her. So she's been like in a really fucked up spot. But I guess her mom is the one that pushed her to come back too, because she just wanted to take care of her, and she was like, "No, you need to do what makes you happy too." So pretty pretty crazy, powerful stuff there. But yeah, she's coming back to fight Pujilova, who's obviously no joke. And Kish is a striker, maybe not the best one, but Pujilova also is, and she is a very exciting, mean one. So I'm interested to see what's gonna happen here.
Oh my god. I feel kind of bad for Kish. Pudilova is huge, man. She's a big girl. And she got a longer reach, too. And she's been active, but she's been on, what, a 3-fight losing streak? Tough fights, too, man.
Yeah, Alana, and then who was the girl? It was supposed to be a good fight, but it ended up being kind of boring.
Carmouche.
Carmouche, right? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And then the Antonina fight fought her, too, so.
Oh, that's right.
Now, I'm going to Pudilova.
I
But
love her. I
she's been out too long, dude. That
yeah.
sucks, man.
I love her, and I'm actually not the biggest Justine Kish fan, but I gotta be honest. After reading some of the stuff that I did, it was kind of hard not to root for her. I felt for
Mhm.
her, and yeah, I'm gonna root for her. And it's a long shot. I'm aware. I expect Pudilova to win, but I'm gonna go for Kish.
I hope Pudilova wins. Just, man, that sucks.
You
That
feel
sucks.
for them either way. Someone's gotta
Yes.
lose, and it's gonna suck.
Yeah, I had to like take a moment right there. Like, like wait, I feel bad for both of them. I mean,
Hmm.
Justine's is on like what, a 2-fight losing streak. She was out for 2 years, so damn, dude. Can we just both like? Can we give him bonuses? Can you be nice and just?
Hopefully it is a good fight as you know. Who knows with Kish, but yeah, Pujilova, we know she can do it. So let's see how it works out. Another fight that can this one can be a fight of the night too. It was pretty I think a pretty evenly matched fight. Hannah Cyphers is gonna fight Angela Hill. I think we talked about it when it was first announced. I forget who Cypher's original opponent was. Hill stepped in as she always does.
Van Buren, the bull.
That's right. Thank you. How could I forget? Thank you for
God,
that one. Yeah, that would have been a great fight too. But
yeah.
this one I think is more closely matched, and I think it can be fun. I'm gonna go with Hill. I know she kind of goes up and down. She loses one, wins one, loses two, wins one, type of thing. But I like Cyphers, and I think she's a solid fighter. But Hill's a veteran, and I think she'll know how to handle her.
Oh yeah. Plus the reach and the size difference too. At least with Van Buren, they're about the same height. Probably
Mm.
same reach too. It would have been an interesting one. Maybe Brianna would have like ragdoll her, but with this one, dude, I think Hill's gonna just take it. Man, she's always like coming in and like stealing fights here and there, huh?
Yeah, she's the female cowboy.
That's right.
You need
There you go.
somebody, call me. Next up, co-main event. Rafael dos Anjos is gonna fight Michael Chiesa. I do not even remember that this fight was booked, but man, I'm glad that I remember now. It's gonna be a great fight. Very similar fighters, both former lightweights, went up, and Chiesa's been looking really good at welterweight. RDA's kind of been so-so. What do you think here, Reen?
Yeah, Chiesa, he's been looking good, but the last two fights were who? Diego Sanchez and Carlos Condit. I'm not trying to talk shit about him. I'm just saying, like RDA, his last loss was to who? Leon Edwards, and that went the distance, right? Wasn't it? Yeah, he went the distance with Leon Edwards.
Yes, yes,
He's
yes, yes.
he's had some tough fights, so yeah, RDA isn't who he used to be, but still, it's still Rafael. And are we getting the porn stash?
Probably.
Okay, that's a powerful stash. I'm gonna have to go with that. I'm gonna have to go with RDA stash.
I know we've talked. Well, I know I was especially talking a lot about some of the female fighters I like. But do you think Dos Anjos is an attractive dude?
No.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Oh, wait, what? No. I don't think he's not hideous, but I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's hot. I need to go get his number.
but you like the stash?
Oh yeah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
the
I don't feel
porn
like I.
stash. I love the porn stash. It looks good on him, man.
That's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. I feel like a lot of women my age wouldn't say shit like that. But that's why I love you, Reen. You got that perspective. But uh so neither here nor there. Man. So okay, so you went with RDA, right?
Uh-huh. Yep. You can't count out RDA, man.
I can't, but Kies just looks so good. I'm gonna. I think Kies is just gonna kind of like how he was a lightweight at one point. I think he's gonna go up, up, up until he meets a real bad motherfucker, and then we'll see what's gonna happen. RDA is a bad motherfucker, but I think he's gonna do enough to get the win here. It's probably gonna be like a close split decision or something. I don't think it's gonna be easy for either one. Um, next up, main event. I almost forgot who the main event was for some reason. I don't know. I don't know if it's just not intriguing or just I, I don't know. Maybe it's just Dos Santos. But Junior Dos Santos is fighting Curtis Blades. It's not a bad fight at all. It's just I don't know. I don't know why Junior's here. I don't want to. I don't want to be that harsh. I like Junior, but it just does not seem like this favors him even in the slightest.
Dance on out of here, JDS. We don't need you.
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you to go to wrestling like Kane, but I mean, people always talk about how hurt Kane would be, but JDS hasn't been too much better. He's not that he's not that active.
Nope.
He does get hurt a lot. He's not super young. He has a lot of miles on him. Been knocked out a few times.
He
I
had that
mean,
nasty staph infection. Remember that with a fucking big ass gaping hole in his leg?
oh yeah, that's right.
That's why he was out for a while. And he started doing that dancing show.
Was it
So,
Dancing with the Stars?
yeah, you didn't know that? That's why I was like, yeah, dance on out of here. No, he
He
was
was
dancing, bro.
he was on Dancing with the Stars
Yeah.
in America, or was it
No,
like the
it's
Brazilian version?
the Brazilian version.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Oh my god, I gotta find the clip. Oh my god. Yeah, man. That's why he hasn't been active. He's been too busy dancing.
Uh,
Yup.
all right.
Too funny, so.
I mean, is it wrong to just totally count him out and just say Blades got this? Because that's what I'm feeling. I don't really know what else to add to it.
I mean, I already have my pick down as Blades.
Yeah, me too.
I
I
mean,
think.
Key Ragdoll Shamil. Remember that fight? That was scary.
Remember the Overeem fight? That's the fight I'll never. I'll have nightmares about that fight. Nah, I wasn't even the one fighting. That was some like mob movie shit. That was an assault. That was not nice.
Dude, Curtis Blades. His only kryptonite is Francis. Oh, actually, everybody's kryptonite is Francis at this point, right? I think
Except
because
Steve.
yeah, knocking people dead. So your new Abby picture throws me off.
Oh, I don't.
I'm over here like trying to look for you in my DMs, like, where are you?
Yeah, I gotta
Where
give
do
a
I?
shout out. I gotta give a shout out to the Just Bleed MMA and Drunk Ass Uncle Bobby. They drank. Oh, I heard last week's episode and of their show, and he was talking about they were previewing the fights, and Drunk Ass Uncle Bobby gave us a shout out when we were talking about Modafferi, about how she was telling Maycee about the bathtub situation and all that because she didn't want her to miss weight and all that type of shit. And then of course, Just Bleed started going in about Hugo MMA, Kearns MMA, Humex MMA. So in honor of that. I'm like, I'll probably keep it up for a few days just to throw people off. So yeah, sorry about that. But that's why.
That shit's funny.
Yeah, great shout out. Listen to their podcast too. If you guys like our show, you'll most likely like theirs because they're just shit talkers and very racist. So, but anyway, so
That's what he was dancing to, by the way. And I sent it to your DMs.
oh, the Roxbury
JDS, man.
Night at the Roxbury's. Okay, I'll definitely watch it post
Oh
show, but
god.
I'll definitely watch it.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Okay, so we got Blades there. Bellator is also happening this weekend. A fight that I probably, well, I guess we were both planning to go, right? But life gets in the way.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, and I know, but it's been bad. Anyway, Cyborg is making her Bellator MMA debut. She's gonna fight for the featherweight title versus Julia Budd. It's a fight that people have been asking for years, at least like 4, maybe 5 years. Um, I feel like a year ago, shit, maybe even after the Amanda loss, and people weren't that psyched for that fight. They just wanted to see someone who was a credible challenger. Now, man, I think Bud really has a chance. I think she has more than a chance, honestly. Like okay, I'll just be straight up. I think Cyborg wins this, but I think it's like 60-40. I think like Bud is not out of this fight. If she wins, I will not be surprised in the least.
I feel the same way. I went back and forth trying to make my pick and I couldn't. Just looking at the past two fights that Chris had in the UFC, it just made me wonder how's she doing, what's going on with her,
I,
that
I gotta
knockout.
I gotta give her this. I don't hold that Felicia Spencer fight against her. Felicia is just that girl. She's just that badass. I really think she just showed out that night. Got dominated, but was not gonna go down without a fight.
Hmm. Yeah, my whole thing was the knockout and then just that horrible cut on her head. Like, how's she gonna handle all that?
Well, Felicia's a crafty one, and
Yeah.
she's crazy. We now know that.
Yep. So coming into this new promotion, try to take the belt from Julia Budd. All the eyes are on Chris. Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, I'm always gonna be Team Cyborg, but damn, dude, this is gonna be a tough fight, man.
I hope it's competitive because even though Cyborg is lost, I mean the Nunes fight was not competitive. She
Mm-mm.
has one. Well, she has two losses. One nobody remembers, but the Nunes fight was a 45-second KO, and then the Felicia Spencer fight clearly dominated, and it was just fun because Felicia was crazy and tough and made it entertaining. But I don't think she's gonna go down easily, and I think her style is. I just don't see her cowering. I just don't see her like getting hit hard and just going back and falling down and crying uncle. I think she's gonna be in it the whole way. I don't know why. That's just what I'm thinking. And then the thing too is that when's the last time Cyborg fought a true featherweight? I mean, I guess you could say Felicia, but Felicia's not like this gigantic girl. She's been fighting bantamweights for like the past 5-6 years.
I was saying that earlier too. Like
Bud is a
finally.
legit featherweight. That girl ain't
Yeah.
never gonna go down.
Yeah. So this is gonna be like a real fight, man. Nobody's
Yeah.
moving up to fight her, so it's gonna be interesting. Featherweight versus featherweight.
Yep.
It's the real matchup. This ain't no joke. It's not the whole Megan like Chris Cyborg thing. No, no, no.
Uh-huh.
Like Julia Budd's been in the business for how long? She's been in the game what?
Shit. Probably almost as long as
Same,
Cyborg. At least like a good 10 years.
right? The same, right? Because Gina
Yeah.
fought her. Her They both fought in Muay Thai.
Ronda
Julian.
fought
Yep.
Nunes fought
Fabulous.
her. Yep. Okay, so I guess we both got Cyborg, but we're expecting a close fight.
Yeah.
So that does it for the preview for Raleigh and the little mini preview of Bellator 238. So let's get into some headlines. And the first headline is real bittersweet news. It's rare that you read a headline that, I mean, there's headlines that kind of get you emotional, but I don't know. I was like conflicted when I read this. Walt Harris is planning a comeback in April. There was a post that he put up, and his coaches are saying as much. Obviously, we've talked about it at length. He was supposed to fight Overeem in December and pulled out after the death of his stepdaughter, Nia Blanchard. And yeah, I mean, I think most people didn't think he was going to come back this fast, but props to him. I hope he's able to make it. I hope, you know, if he's put his mind to it, that he can make the date and push through all the pain that he's suffered. It's just one of those things that there's no announcement, there's no opponent, no venue, no nothing. That's just what he's aiming for. But regardless of who he fights, I mean, it's just, I mean, everyone's gonna be rooting for this guy. There's no way he could be fighting Derek Lewis and everyone's gonna be rooting for this guy still. But I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't know if especially if he wins, because I don't know if they're gonna give him the mic if he loses. But I don't know. I might watch this fight, and then as soon as the decision is read or the announcement is made, I might turn it off because I don't know if I want to watch any interviews or anything with him because I think it'll be way too deep.
Huh.
And it probably makes me a weak bitch, but like, man, I read that headline. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna cry that night, aren't
Right? It's too soon.
I? I mean,
For
who are
us.
for us. I was gonna say, I'm like, we can't say for him because if this is how he's gonna do it, props to him. We can't judge him, but for us, it does seem too soon, and we weren't even the ones in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I just Googled Walt Harris and
Oh yeah,
the
it's
old
everywhere.
stuff pops up still, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
wow. So I had to like click out of that, like, no, please. That was heart wrenching before, like it hurt.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that path, but that's good for him if that's what he wants to do.
There's not much more to say than that. Like I said, no opponent, no venue, no nothing. But hopefully, this is what he wants. He makes it to the fight, and I'm gonna be rooting for him. It could be Francis Ngannou, it could be Stephen Miller, it could be fucking anybody and everybody. I'm gonna root for that guy, and but yeah, I might change the TV or leave the room because I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for all that emotion. But anyway, next headline: Jimmy Rivera is out against Marlon Vera. Undisclosed injury. They're supposed to fight. I want to say at UFC 247 or 248. I'm mixing up my dates. But yeah, there's been no replacement for Vera. And I like Jimmy Rivera, but I really like Marlon Vera. And this is supposed to be like his biggest step up. And yeah, this sucks, man. This is supposed to be a really good fight.
Oh shit. Yeah, he's supposed to fight in February 8th, 247. He was supposed to be on the Jones card. Yeah, Jones versus Reyes card.
Also,
That
real close.
sucks. Yeah, that sucks. So,
So they got what, like 2 3 weeks to get somebody.
yeah,
It might be another UFC newcomer that Vera's gonna smash, you know.
right.
Which I'm always down for because that dude is beyond violent. But I wanted to see how he'd do with a guy like Rivera, who's also pretty violent himself.
I was looking forward to this fight.
I just hope they keep Vera on regardless of
Me
who it is.
too.
It's always a good fight because he goes balls to the wall, man. He does not. He's in it for the to the death. You got to kill that kid, man.
Hmm.
Lineker
Yeah,
couldn't kill him.
find an opponent soon, please.
Yeah, yeah. We do not want to lose. We do not want to lose any Marlon Vera fights. He's a gift. So yeah, Fingers crossed he gets a new opponent. Other news: MMA is officially legal in France now. I guess they got a committee together and they're figuring all the details. Um, Seems like the first quarter is pretty much booked, like at least to like March, kind of April. I don't know how quick they're gonna try to do their debut there, but do you think they'll go all out? You think they're gonna make a big card, or you think they're just gonna like put Ngannou against somebody or some, you know? I mean, he's like the only real famous French fighter that I can think of. I know Cyril Gane, he's kind of coming up, but I can't really think of many other French fighters.
You're right. I can't either. But yeah, I think somebody in the media mentioned that to have him headline, right?
Ngannou.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most obvious one, but I mean, he's the number one contender. I mean, who's he gonna fight? Miocic? I'm pretty
What's
sure
going
there's
on
gonna
with
be a.
him?
I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a free card. I don't think it's gonna be a pay per view. And then, with
No.
Miocic, last I heard, I remember he had some kind of eye
I
injury because of yeah. But they're saying the rumor is that it may be bad. Like it's
maybe
probably not. Like it's probably not healing up how it's supposed to be. Either he's not healing up properly, or he still continues to have issues.
oh shit, dude. So it might be career ending.
Who knows if it's like some kind of Bisping situation? I mean, I don't need to see Bisping. We love you. We don't need to see more fighters fight with one fucking eye. Okay.
I was about to say like he needs to go talk to his friend. You need to
Nah,
go save
man.
your damn career.
Nah, man. I love Bisping and he looks like a decent guy and I'd love to have a beer with him. I don't know if I want Bisping as my friend because he's the one. He's gonna get you arrested because he's the one like, come on, stop being a pussy, mate. Come on, we got to do this. And then yeah, you end up fucking spitting at a cop or something because Bisping's just a crazy asshole.
Yeah, I see it. Yep.
Yeah, hopefully it's nothing too bad with Stipe. But yeah, I'm trying to think of someone, and yeah, it just seems like it's Ngannou, but I don't think Ngannou's gonna want to do that. I don't even does Ngannou even live in France still? I know he was doing a lot of stuff in the PI.
No, he's just in Vegas, right? He's
I think
planning himself
so.
in Vegas. Yep, that's his new home. So
Maybe they could just get Kai Car France in there. Obviously, he's not French, but he's got French. He's got France in his name. What more do you want?
yeah. Plus, he's a little badass. So
That would be so funny though. It's like, hey, France in his name, close enough. Don't quit your bitching.
huh? Thought you were French.
Till he opens his mouth and the French are all mad and shit. Next headline. I didn't even know Thiago Alves has been let go from the UFC, but news came out this week that he is signed with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. We've kind of called it here the retirement home or the halfway house for MMA fighters. Have you ever read a BKFC signing where you're like, damn, that's badass? I feel like every time I read one, it's just sad.
Yeah,
Right? Like, am I
they're all
wrong?
sad. Yeah, it's like, oh, really? That's where you ended up?
And it's not even a thing of like, oh, it's embarrassing that you're with BKFC. It's no, it literally is sad because it's like, oh fuck, it's not like you didn't get enough brain damage because these guys are always like the warriors, the guys that have gone in a bunch of wars, and it's like, oh yeah, let's get into more wars. This time without padding. This time, in a possibly more brutal sport.
Dude, they like quietly let him go. Guess he got let go, what, January 11th or something? It came out then.
Yeah, because what the Tim Means fight? What was it like? November, December? It wasn't that long ago.
December.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought Tim in December.
I'm not necessarily that surprised that the UFC let him go. I'm just surprised he went to
Oh.
bare knuckle. I thought Bellator would have picked him up for sure.
Well, yeah, he said that he wouldn't fight unless the money is right. So, really? Like,
Yeah,
bare knuckle, really? They're gonna pay you more?
yeah. Oh, who knows? Maybe they are gonna pay him more, but it's like a 1 or 2 fight deal. Like oh, it's worth the risk because it's not like I'm in a long-term contract or something. That's the only thing I can think of that would probably work in his favor.
Makes me sad, dude. There's more damage coming his way.
Oh, for sure. Unfortunately, but we're in the hurt business. We
Yeah.
love this shit for the violence, and Thiago Alves was a very violent man, and I think he will continue to be a violent man, even if the violence is also being inflicted on him way more than the other way. That's that. That's it for headlines. So let's get into the matchup segment. First up, sounds like PVZ may have burst a blood vessel or had some kind of breathing issues on Saturday night after the Maycee Barber loss. Because, yeah, she's out of her fight with Amanda Ribas, undisclosed injury. I would not at all be surprised it had to do with Saturday, her dancing around after the win, or her laughing so hard that she burst something. We do not know, but this is what in my mind I think it was. But
She's dancing on the tables,
yeah, and
drinking.
fell, fucking broke her ankle or some shit. But undisclosed injury, she's out. So Randa Marcos, she's kind of like Angela Hill, always taking up fights. She's coming in. She's gonna fight Hebus, and man, I did not like PVZ's chances. I mean, I guess Marcos has a slightly higher chance, but barely. This is not going to end well for her either. I mean, maybe she won't get finished. Maybe it'll just be a dominant decision win, but I don't know who's going to sign up to be fighting Hebus. But props to Marcos. I mean, she's she's from the Middle East, man. She don't fuck around. She's a refugee. She's a refugee. She's from a different cloth.
That's a good fight for her too. She does pull it off, but that's gonna be
Oh
a tough
yeah.
one.
But that's the thing is that not a lot of people, people know Marcos. She's just not a household name, and Hebus is super fucking dangerous, but people still don't really know about her too much. So it'll be impressive to you and me, but most people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, she just beat some Brazilian chick." I'm down with Marcos, but yeah, this is not gonna be easy for her. All the props in the world to her, and best of luck. Another matchup: Derek Brunson is scheduled to fight Edmund Shabazian at UFC 248. Taking place March 7th. That is now the Adesanya Romero / Joanna Wiley fight. I don't really know what to think of this fight. I mean, it's a good booking. I just don't know who's gonna win because I'm not the biggest Brunson fan. But what he did to Ian Heinisch was pretty remarkable. I mean, not the best performance in the world, but shows that he still got a little something. And Shabazian's been looking good, but I can't get on the hype train because he's trained by Edmund fucking Taverdian. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
That's the only issue you have. You're
He's
training
good.
with him.
He's good, but how the fuck? I mean, how good
How?
can he be? Ronda looked
Right?
really good too.
Right? For a moment there, yep. Yeah. We'll see with this, huh? This is going to be his biggest test then.
I, I, I mean, this isn't a pick segment, but I guess knee jerk reaction. I guess I'll go Brunson just because.
Yeah.
I mean, the striking it scares the shit out of me because he is not an educated striker, but he does have the wrestling and he is strong and fast and powerful. So maybe that'll do it. Next up, reported matchup. I don't think it's official, but Ketlin Vieira looking to fight Marion Renault at UFC 250. We're talking about Renault earlier. Man, obviously she just got knocked out by Aldana. Renault. I know she fought Kunitskaya. Did she fight anyone else after that? Was that her last fight?
Can't remember.
I'm gonna say it was. 'Cause I think it's been a while since I've seen her. But yeah, I mean, I guess Vieira should win this fight, but who knows? Who knows what Aldana lost it to her? And I am a little worried for her because it's scheduled to take place in May. It's in Brazil, so that's good for her. But Aldana didn't just TKO her; she knocked her the fuck out. And Renault's got some hands on her. Will she knock her dead? Probably not. But ask Yana Kunitskaya what it's like to be punched by Marion Renault.
Right? And Yana won.
Yeah, exactly. She won, and I guarantee you she don't want to fight Renault again, not anytime soon. No. So yeah, this should be a good fight.
I can't believe we get to see Ketlin again so soon.
Well, maybe she's just trying to make up for lost time. Maybe she thinks that too with Aldana, like, man, I've been out of the game too long. She caught me. Let me get back in there and fix it up,
Did they ever say why she was gone that long?
Injuries. I don't know what kind of injuries and how bad injuries, but it was at least an injury or two. And, it's not like Nova União doesn't have their fair share of injuries.
True. Yeah, she's still a big girl though. Goddamn.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think she could fight for a title. I mean, I don't know if she'll be champion, but still think she could fight for the title. I'm still very psyched for her. And last matchup, Tristan Connolly's coming back, and he's gonna fight Alex De Silva. April 11th. No venue, no show yet. We don't know if it's an ESPN show we know it's not gonna be a pay per view. That's about all we do know. I don't know if it's ESPN, ESPN Plus. No venue, no other fights have been announced. But Tristan Connolly's a boy, one of our boys after the fight last year, the breakout fight with Michelle Pereira. And I'm actually not too sure who Alex De Silva is, but Tristan Connolly's fighting, and I think that's worth mentioning.
I hope Tristan got a bonus or something, or at least like doing all the movements for the UFC, EA Sports game.
Oh, did he finally get his wish?
I don't know. I hope he did. Come on now.
Yeah.
Take care of that boy. He's about to hit the UFC card again.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope he keeps fans. I hope it wasn't just a thing because he was in Canada. Because man, I'm psyched for him. Oh, and there's gonna be a lightweight too at his natural weight class, not the last minute. Oh yeah, I'll just step in with whatever whatever I'm weighing at right now, weight of 170. There's gonna be his natural weight class, and yeah, let's see what he does, man. Legit opponent and his legit weight class. So if he did good against a welterweight, let's see how he does against a lightweight.
Right?
Yeah.
Be interesting. Good for him.
Yeah. Okay, so that does it for the MMA portion of the show. Let's get into our news story of the week. Headline is Condoms that change color in contact with STD win tech award. Now, usually these stories are funny, interesting. I definitely think this falls in the latter category. It's definitely interesting. I kind of think this is more scary than funny. But shit, man, technology. We think about technology, we think of better phones, bigger screens, faster cars. Nobody really thinks about technology in the bedroom. But this is really intriguing, but it's also scary and weird.
It's gonna glow. If something comes up, it's gonna glow.
And different colors too.
Yeah. So if you're hitting it with your girl and if it starts glowing, time for you to stop.
Oh my god, that's the one thing. Is like, okay, obviously people are thinking about this as like, okay, for people going out, dating, like you've only been on a few dates, one night stands, hitting the club, that type of shit. Obviously, be safe. And obviously you're taking chances out there because you don't really know who you're fucking. But imagine if it's a couple who's, been together for a few months and trust this person, you're still using condoms, and you hit it one day, and that shit just goes all neon on you. That's fucked up, man. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's like so many weird situations that this can come up, and can only imagine what you would be like if you're on either end. No pun intended.
What if it makes mistakes and shit though? Would it ruin lives?
Well, that's the thing is, that I had questions too, and apparently not everything has been fleshed out. So it's unclear as of right now if it's just for the person receiving. I don't want to say man or woman because I guess at this point it can be either. If it's the receiver or if it's the giver, for lack of a better term. If it only affects it if it's a one-way thing or a two-way thing. And then there's it mentions in the article here too. What if it's both? Then what's gonna happen? Is it just gonna turn like rainbow colors? Because then that's the thing. It's like, okay, this person has herpes, but I have chlamydia. Like, fuck. Well, I don't want either. So just because I have one doesn't mean I want the other.
So many questions, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, A for effort, for sure. These kids have done more with their lives than I've done in my 30 years of life. That's for sure.
Trying to change the world at 13 years old.
And man, I wonder if this is going to get them laid. Wouldn't that be like, man, I've made up my own condom and girls are going to be all over them and shit.
You want to try this out?
Yeah, or...
Which color you want?
Yeah, they're teenagers, I believe.
Yeah, 14. Two 14-year-olds and one 13-year-old proposed this shit.
All this shit about teenagers are just, good for nothing, not ambitious. All they think about is fucking, drugs and sex and blah 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 and drinking and partying.
Maybe in the
Well,
States.
well, no, the Brits can party too, from what I hear. But these kids are thinking of all that, but they also want to be safe. They want to change the world.
Don't have no party.
So yeah, props to them. Props to them. And then also, shit, even more props to them because I don't know if this is the case in England, but I remember seeing stories years back. There was a lot of reports that STDs have been going up very high lately, and they were blaming Tinder. They're saying that they're blaming Tinder and also the kind of the evisceration of AIDS because a lot of young people now know that they don't really have to be scared of AIDS like they were in the 90s and shit because it's kind of curable or treatable, I should say. So yeah, so people were just like, well, fuck it, I can just fuck people without a rubber. And there was just way more cases of herpes and gonorrhea and all this type of shit. So yeah, so there was a bit of an outbreak here, and I think it was like probably only in big cities like San Francisco, LA, New York, that type of shit. But still, at least these kids are either being proactive or just have their head on their shoulders.
Crazy. I was too busy playing basketball outside at that age.
Oh well, yeah. Speak for yourself. But you know what? I'd rather not even talk. Yeah, let's not go into that because yeah, these kids are doing way better than me. We'll end it there because never mind. I'm gonna keep quiet. You know what? We should just stop it right here because I'm gonna say some shit on there that I really shouldn't say. So, oh god, yeah, I'll tell you in a few minutes now. Thank you for joining us. It's been a very long show. It's late night right now. If you've made it this far, eternally grateful. You are a trooper. But it's been a while since we've done a full-on show, so the pacing wasn't all there. And plus, Maycee Barber's fighting, so we got to talk shit. And then also Holly Holm. That's Reen's category, and that's my category. So take our turns. Anyway, we're gonna stop it here. Again, thank you guys for joining us. You can find me online on Twitter at Juice_MMA. Reen.
Fox with you at Instagram and Twitter.
And you can follow the podcast page at iFoxWithJuice. We're on Spreaker, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out. Tell your friends, give us a like, follow, do all that stuff. So it's fight week, folks. We're back in the groove of things. And we'll be catching you next week. Later.
See ya.